Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Several dozen people are presumed to be dead and around 100 injured after a fire ripped through a bar in a ski resort in southern Switzerland. The fire broke out at around 1:30 a.m. during New Year celebrations in a bar called La Constellation. People from multiple countries have been affected, according to Swiss authorities, and significant work will be needed to identify victims and return bodies to families. Officials investigating the incident have not mentioned any cause, but categorically ruled out an attack.
Many gory scenes. There were many who were very strong, who stayed strong, and who understood that their life was in grave danger, but decided that mentally it was more important to stay calm.
Police in the Netherlands have been pelted with fireworks and faced an unprecedented amount of violence on New Year's Eve, according to officers. A 19th century church in Amsterdam was engulfed by fire in the early hours of New Year's Day, although the cause of the blaze is not yet known. The Vondelkerk, which overlooks the largest park in the city, has been a tourist attraction since it was built in 1872. Elsewhere in the Netherlands, a 17-year-old boy and 38-year-old man have been killed in fireworks incidents, while in Bielefeld in Germany, local police said 2 18-year-olds had died after setting off homemade fireworks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said a peace agreement to end the war with Russia is 90% ready in a New Year address that largely focused on resistance to Moscow's invasion. Zelensky said the remaining 10% of the agreement to end the nearly 4-year conflict would determine the fate of peace and the fate of Ukraine and Europe. In his own New Year speech, Russian President Vladimir Putin told his troops that we believe in you and our victory. Earlier on Wednesday, Moscow also released what it said was evidence of Ukraine using drones to target Putin's private home on Lake Valdai in northwest Russia, allegations Kyiv has strenuously denied. Protesters in Iran have tried to break into a local government building in the southern province of Fars on a 4th day of demonstrations sparked by a currency collapse. Officials said 3 police officers were injured and 4 people were arrested in the city of Farsa. Confrontations were also reported in the western provinces of Hamadan and Lorestan. The authorities in the capital Tehran had declared Wednesday a bank holiday in an apparent effort to quell the unrest. Finnish police have detained a vessel sailing from Russia, which is suspected of damaging an undersea telecoms cable running from Helsinki to Estonia across the Gulf of Finland. The cargo vessel, the Fitberg, was sailing from St. Petersburg to the port of Haifa in Israel under the flag of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All 14 members were arrested after the cable owned by Finnish telecoms operator Elisa was damaged. The operator said in a statement that the damage had not affected the functionality of Elisa's services in any way, and its services had been rerouted. Bulgaria, the poorest country in the European Union, has become the 21st member of the Eurozone, leapfrogging more obvious and prosperous candidates like Poland, the Czech Republic and Hungary. For mostly urban, young and entrepreneurial Bulgarians, it's an optimistic and potentially lucrative leap, the final move in a game which has brought Bulgaria into the European mainstream, from NATO and EU membership to joining the Schengen zone and now the Euro. And a worker at Walt Disney World is recovering after being injured by a 180-kilogram runaway fake boulder prop in an incident that was caught on video. The incident took place at the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular during a live recreation of a famous scene from the film. Video shows the boulder rolling towards the audience as a staff member jumps into its path. He is knocked over violently, but does prevent it from reaching the crowd.
That guy legit saved our lives.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.